Hi, this is Mary from the Daily Sew. This video is a quick reference guide to two very useful basting stitches. Now, basting stitches are temporary stitches, but you're going to want to know these to help your sewing turn out better. First, there is the Tailor Basting Stitch, also known as the diagonal basting stitch. It's used for keeping your stripes and plaids lined up before you go sew them at the machine. And the slip basting stitch, which is great for when you have to do alterations on a garment from the right side. So if you're ready, let's go. Okay. This is the Tailor Basting Stitch. The Tailor Basting Stitch is worked right to left if you're right-handed and left to right if you are left-handed. I've drawn in the seam line so you can see it for the sake of the video. It is particularly used when your fabric is slippery and you have a lot of pins to keep it in place. You don't want to sew over the pins. You want to use a tailor basting instead. I'm also using a much thicker thread than I would normally use so that it shows up on the video, and therefore a much bigger needle than I would normally use to accommodate the thread. Always choose your needle size according to your fabric. Thinner needles for delicate fabric and thicker needles for more sturdy, heavy-duty fabric. So I've drawn the seam line in because I don't want to sew across the seam line. This stitch goes across and I don't want to sew across the seam line, so far it's easier to remove. If you do sew across the seam line, you can take it out, of course, but it's just easier if you avoid the seam line. I'm going to go from the top, and I will go near the start of my seam line, near the seam line, and near the start of the seam line. I'm not going to knot the end because this is a temporary stitch, but I am going to leave a fairly long tail in case I accidentally pulled the thread. The whole thing will not come out. Then I'm coming up a little ways closer to the edge of the fabric, but at the same level as the first stitch. This is the perpendicular stroke. It's perpendicular to the seam line. There's two strokes to this fabric. The second step is the second stroke. I'm going to come down, imagine a little box. I'm at the same level as the original needle went in. And I'm going to come up a little ways, the same level as the first stroke came up. This is my diagonal stroke. Again, over to the little box, imaginary box, and up. All right, so I'm making a diagonal stitch, as you can see, on the top side, and on the back will be my little perpendicular stitches. They're perpendicular to the seam line. They're also perpendicular to the edge of the fabric that you are sewing together. Not that edge, but that edge. You do want to baste close to the seam line because that's where you're sewing. You want to try to avoid to sew over the seam line, because you need to remove these stitches. They are temporary. The stitches are left in the garment or in the fabric when you go to the sewing machine, and then you would sew along by the sewing machine. And unlike pins, you don't remove this until you are done sewing. Then you will pull on the tail and it'll come right on out. It's good to use a contrasting thread when basting because it's easier to see when removing. This is also not only good for slippery fabrics, but also good for stripes and plaids when you want the the stripes and plaids to be lined up right at the seam. You'll take this to the machine and you would sew it on the seam line, and then you open it up, it'll all stay where it needs to be. When you have slippery fabrics, I would suggest more stitches per inch, but because this is temporary, they don't have to be small stitches because you do want to take them out. And when you come to the end, there's no need to knot the thread because, again, it's temporary and you're going to remove it. So you will leave that tail and you will leave that tail, and you'll go to the machine, stitch it, everything stays in place. These horizontal little stitches keep the pressure foot from inching your fabric down that keeps everything in place very nicely. Better than pins because you can't sew over pins and you don't have to remove these. They're nice and flat. It just goes right on down the seam line. And then you'll just pull out the tail when you're done. And it actually does come out. You would pull on the tail and it'll all come out. Again, this is a good point. Don't pull your thread, don't make your stitches too tight because this will happen, the puckering will happen. So when you're sewing, just keep it so that the thread just lays on the surface of the fabric. And that is the Tailor Basting Stitch. This is the slip basting stitch. The slip basting stitch is worked right to left if you're right-handed and left to right if you are left-handed. The slip basting stitch, you can have the folded edge either away from you or toward you. That is your preference. It doesn't matter. This is going to be used when you have, say, fitted somebody or fitted a garment on yourself. You've got it safety pinned. You don't want to remove anything until you've got it permanently attached. And so we need to work from the right side of the garment for one reason or another. Maybe it's on the mannequin, maybe you just can't get into the lining yet. You're going to take your needle, and I am just, for reference here, I'm using a much thicker thread so that it shows up on camera, and a bigger needle than I would normally use on muslin fabric in order to accommodate the thread. All right, I'm going to insert the needle either into the fold. If I can peel it back, I would come and insert it into the fold, or I'm going to insert it near the fold. It doesn't really matter because it's a temporary stitch. It doesn't have to be precise. I have this open end here. I'm just stick it in the fold. It is going in the fold. It is not capturing both layers. And the reason you have a fold is because you've pulled back this fabric because maybe the garment was way too big, and you've pulled back this fabric and you've placed it over to where you need it to be. You safety pinned it in place and you have that fold. I'm not going to knot my thread. I'm going to leave a tail. I'm going to leave a tail a few inches long in case I pull too tightly. The thread does not leave the garment. Okay. So I've come out of the fold. I'm going to, this is just the top layer. I have not grabbed anything on the base layer yet. I'm going to come make a stitch in the base layer only. Okay. Then I'm going to go back into the fold. So my needle is in the fold. It really is in the fold. Comes out of the fold a stitch length away, and these are temporary stitches, so they do not have to be small. Then it's gone to the back, into the base. Again, it's going to go a stitch length away and pop out. So I've grabbed the top layer in the fold, and then I grabbed the base layer. Pull my needle gently, not too tightly. Don't want any puckering. Right. And again, I'm going into the fold, come out of the fold, fold only, top layer only, then down into the base layer near the fold, across the back, and back up to the surface near the fold. Right. A thimble would be good. Okay, so again, this stitch is usually used when you're doing alterations or something where you have to stitch from the right side of the garment for some reason or other. You cannot get to the underside. Maybe it is on the mannequin. Some other reason. You need everything to stay in place. And this is going to help you, and I'll show you when I get enough stitches in here how this helps with that. The magic comes when you're done. There we go. This is a basting stitch, so it's temporary. So again, you might want to use a contrasting thread in order to see it better upon removal. And your stitches do not have to be so small, but you do have to get that needle in the fabric. When you get to the end, I'm not quite there, but when you get to the end, you will not knot your thread. You will leave it unknotted so that you can take it out easily. And then, say you've got your whole seam placed, you've attached your two pieces of sections of the garment. You now can safely remove the pins or safety pins, whatever you use to keep things just where you needed them to be. And when you open up the top layer, these stitches show you exactly where your new seam line will be. And you can sew right on top of them, and then you would need the seam ripper to take them out because you'd be sewing on top of them. Or if you were doing this to alter a pattern, this was your muslin, you could cut on that line, and then you would have your pattern pieces to draft and then add seam allowance to. So the beauty of this one is when you're all done, you can unfold it, and these stitches show you exactly where your new seam line has to be. So that is the slip basting stitch. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, as always, please put them in the comments below and I'll be sure to reply. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.